Hi everyone. So today I'll be doing a Bath and Body Works haul. On Sunday, they had a bunch of deals. So the deals that lured me into placing a buy online pickup in store order, $12.95 3-wick candle sale, any candle, even fancy lids included, and a $5.50 fine fragrance mist sale. Like a code wasn't required, so I had an online 25% off coupon code that I was holding on to. I was really debating either using it during the body care sale happening on April 5th, 6th, and 7th. But since candles were $12.95 and there were no restrictions, I decided to do an order then and there. Oh, by the way, this is going to be slightly more chatty, and I don't think I'm going to edit this much, if at all. Viva Vanilla, I don't really care about vanillas, and now knowing how it smells like, I'm glad I didn't place an order for it. Okay, but besides the point, I ended up choosing to get Pink Obsessed because roses, I don't really like mature roses. I don't think I've had one, even like a jammy rose that I have liked. And I have like a Beast Mode Lush Fine Fragrance Mist that acts like a perfume that I'm pretty content with, happy with. First off, I had one reward that was going to expire on the 8th, and I wanted to just take a gamble and see if they had Sweetheart Cherry. Unfortunately, they sold out. They did have some of the fine fragrance mist left, but then I decided, okay, let me see if I can get one of the newish scents in candle form. And I did. I got Brightest Bloom, which doesn't really seem like a scent that I would go for, but it was really pretty. So I decided, hey, this is a pretty good use of my rewards. Rewards are $16.95 and this one is $16.95, so I'm not wasting any money. Fragrance notes list Lily of the Valley, Jasmine, Sambac, Garden Carnation, Fresh Cedarwood with natural essential oils. So this is really pretty. If I remember correctly, the note that I get the most is like a slightly tart, fresh, watery. I don't really get a lot of the Jasmine Sambac, but I do get like this like slight woody undertone, which I kind of don't really like what Bath and Body Works is doing. I feel like a lot of the scents that I really like in the opening, I get like this woody base, like for example, Calypso Clementine. What's another one? Chasing Fireflies, love the pink jasmine in there, but yeah, the woody note. Well, I guess it helps the fine fragrance mist or the scent last a little bit more, but I just wish it was toned down slightly more. Anyways, I got Brightest Bloom. Later, I don't know why my sister waited, but she was sniffing the other sleek black label single wicks, and she really loved Orange Blossom, but I had already gotten this one. So I like asked the register lady, I'm like, oh, can I like exchange it? But then my sister's like, no, it's fine. And then I told her I had some more rewards, so you might see that as a redemption option. But yeah, my sister really liked Orange Blossom, and I did as well, surprisingly. Okay, going on to the fine fragrance mist, slight nitpick thing. While I do think the packaging is nice because it's all one color, I wish there was more of a distinction between all of the reds because my sister has low vision and there's not a lot of contrast in the label. Here, let me show you. I asked her if she could check to see if Covered in Roses was there, which by the way, I was like 2 minutes late. I had walked over, or I was on my way walking over to the display, and that's when I heard an associate, the one who told me that Sweetheart Cherry wasn't there. He was like, oh, you got the last Covered in Roses. So there was no sample, so I have no idea how it smells like. But anyways, okay, just picture, you can't really see. And then I asked my sister, can you tell me which one, if Covered in Roses is there? And all she sees is just different shades of slightly different red. Yeah, so it's really hard to tell. Oh, spoiler, I got all the reds. Because there's 10 of them, it's really hard to remember which ones you like, but I kind of had an idea what I liked and not, and I have all of these little things. I wish, maybe a tip, maybe get a pen and write down the fragrance name when you're in the store, or maybe cut ones that have the name on it, because all of these smell the same. And of course, I had to keep it in the bag, and they were all like this. So that didn't really help. First one that I got that I was excited for, that I remember knowing that I was probably going to like it, that is Oh Cherry. This is the quote-unquote Tom Ford dupe, which it smells a lot different than the other inspired by Tom Ford Lost Cherry dupes that I have. So I feel like this one smells a little bit better than Tom Ford to me. I feel like Tom Ford is a slightly darker syrupy cherry, and I think this one's really smooth. If I had to describe it, I feel like this cherry would go well in a bakery type scent. Anyways, the scent notes. Do you see how hard it is to read it? Black cherry, which is so weird. I don't really get black cherry. Sheer magnolia, tonka bean. And I think one of the reasons why I like this is because while I do get a smooth, slightly brighter red cherry, despite the same dark cherry, I get like a sweetness. Maybe it's like the smoothest from a creamy vanilla. So I really like it. I have that sprayed on my PJ right now. I feel like I'm getting the vanilla dry down base. The cherry note really does disappear, but we're not talking sweetheart cherry, how that cherry note just disappears. So yeah, there's that one. Do I like this beveled collection? I think it's cool. It almost, I think it's supposed to mimic a like expensive perfume, but this pattern just reminds me of like bed sheet quilts, which I do like going to sleep. So I guess I'm for it. So there's that one. Oh, and by the way, all of these retail $18.95. So they're outside of the rewards redemption. So $18.95. Do I feel like this packaging is worth $18.95? No, but I mean, if you're duping a scent, that's like $200, $300, $400. I'm okay with that. Next one, we have Pink Obsessed. So this is the one that I decided to get instead of the, wait, is that like a little line in my bottle? Oh my gosh, there's like a seam right here. I don't think that Oh Cherry had it. Yeah, so that's one thing about buy online pickup in store orders. I would prefer this to not be there, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. Okay, this is the Valentino Donna Borman Roma dupe. And I've never gravitated towards that scent because I remember walking into Macy's and it smelling a little bit too heavy and deep for me, but this was during the summertime. So I feel like also it depends when you smell the scent, like and how the temperature is. But yeah, no, I did like this one and I like how long it lasts. I feel like it lasts slightly more than Oh Cherry. This one, it says Blushing Jasmine, Cashmere Praline, Vanilla Bourbon. So yeah, I have this one on my left arm in a different area. And to be quite honest, I feel like these all just smell like when you walk into a Macy's and you're in the perfume area. These, I feel like they're more of date night, family function, you know, somewhat more dressy occasions. Or I guess if you don't want to use up your very expensive perfume, I think these are a good alternative. Okay, next one. I believe it's the purpley one. So we have Petal Parade. I asked my mom to smell all of these, and this one happened to be her favorite. I feel like this is like an everyday wearable one that's a supposed dupe for the Prada Paradox, which I remember getting a free sample of it either from Ulta or Sephora. And I think I liked the intense version. This one just smells a little bit lighter, so I'm assuming it's duping the original. So this one, fragrance notes. Oh wow, I hate it when it's so hard to read. Neroli petals, orange flower, white woods. Wow, that's a lot of woods, but I guess it's needed if you need to like make the smell last a little bit longer. So yeah, now that I have smelled all of these, I think I'm going to keep all of them. I'm just kind of bummed. You know what I should have done, or what's a good thing to do, is when there's a sale, just buy an extra one, or you know what, just buy and return. I'm sure Bath and Body Works is okay with that. And then if you don't even use it, then they can resell it or use it as a tester or something. But okay, to go on to the candles, I got 6 in total. Oh, I think that was my receipt for my free reward because I did that in store. Okay, first one, we have the Bridgerton Diamond of the Sea. So am I going to use this as a coaster? No. Do I think this is cute as like just decor laying around? Yes. Retail price is the insane $32.95. Fragrance notes, sparkling peach, spring daffodil, radiant jasmine with natural essential oils. Wow, there's a lot of jasmine going on here. And I feel like peach as well. So this one, I was a little bit worried because peaches can lean a little bit too bright. I know a lot of people get like this unpleasant urine smell, but this one smells cute. It's almost like a sunny peach. I don't get a lot of the jasmine, which I'm surprised. Since it's a floral, I would assume that I would smell it the most. Yeah, I really like this one. I think the first note that I get is the peach, slightly sugared, but not really. And I think it's toned down by the daffodil in there. Oh, and side note, I really like that this is felt, although I feel like I need to be extra careful because I have a tendency to scratch up or be a little bit rough with my candles. So I got one for my collection, and then I got another one to burn. So there are those two. Okay, and then the next one, because they had a bunch for the Bridgerton collection, or actually, I think I only didn't buy two of them. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this one. Will I buy this one? So I just bought two just to be sure. I should have had that strategy for my fine fragrance mist. So we have Danbury shortbread. So I really love gourmands, but I feel like there's a lot of cookie scents that smell all the same from Bath and Body Works, but this was the higher price point, so I feel like this was a better bang for your buck. Fragrance notes list: whipped vanilla, almond, sugar crystals with natural essential oils. I'm not sure why this one's more expensive. I feel like this lid, I could have found it years ago and it would have been the same price. Same wax color. Let's see. This just smells kind of like cookies from a grocery store. I don't think it warrants $29.95, but it smells nice. I like the almond note in here more than I did with almond croissant. I haven't burned it yet though, so I like the vanilla, the heavy vanilla note in here. And I like it that almond isn't the prominent note. And it does smell sweet, although I'm a little bit worried because typically scents like this don't burn well for me, but I have a crock, so that's fine. So there's one. And then here's my second one. And then finally, I have two of the last scent. So I really loved iced tea and just tea scents or lemonade scents in general. So I had to get Queen Charlotte's Tea. This one also is $29.95. Fragrance notes: rich bergamot, bold citrus, black tea leaves. And all of them are this plain color for some reason. Yeah, I don't think this lid is worth the extra money. But anyways, this one smells a little bit weird. I'm kind of thrown off by it because I almost get like an orange smell. But it almost reminds me of orange, but an orange that, let's say you have like a bunch of oranges and you're making orange juice, and that one bad orange just messes up your whole entire juice. This makes me think that it's the orange note that I don't really care for, so I don't think it's the bergamot. Maybe it's a type of black tea, because it almost smells a little bit floral, which I wouldn't expect from black tea leaves and what's the other one? Citrus and bergamot. That's also citrus. Tea, the name. I was hoping for more of like a lavender black tea and like crumpets, that type of thing, like tea and crumpets. I mean, I'm totally down to burning one. And there is my backup. It's so funny how I had this idea for my candles, and yet I couldn't do the same thing with this fine fragrance mist, because honestly, I could have gotten these three, which I know I just based on the notes and stuff that I was going to like them, and then buy extras and then just exchange them. But okay, other ones I skipped out on. The blue one on the horizon. I don't really like aquatic scents. The Santal, the green one, I don't like that at all. I've smelled that before, and that's just too masculine, or I don't know, but I've smelled the Mimic one for sure, and I was a little bit thrown off by it, and I wouldn't wear it. What is it? The Viva Vanilla that I think everyone likes as well. To be honest, I want a bakery, a baked vanilla. Think wrapped in vanilla, Mary cookie, those types of vanilla scents. I did smell it in store, and while I thought it was nice, I don't really need like a perfumey vanilla, if you catch my drift. And then the other ones, oh, I was thinking about getting the Floral Fantasy, if I'm remembering it correctly. That one was the more purple one. But I did read that it had patchouli in it, and my sister, I think she has an aversion either to patchouli or pepper, and it did have patchouli. But when I ended up smelling it in store, I think if I remember correctly, I don't know if that one was the one that people said was Flower Bomb, but it just kind of reminded me of like a slightly powdery perfume that I didn't really care for. I think I like these three the most, or yeah, out of all of them, I like these three the most. What's another one? The green one, the blue one, the vanilla one, these three. Oh, the Covered in Roses that the lady got. And I'm assuming that the other ones aren't good because I just can't remember them right now. So yeah, that is it for my haul. Thank you so much for watching. I think my favorite one out of these three would probably be Petal Parade for everyday use. But I think if I had to choose between like my favorite, Pink Obsessed, and then Oh Cherry, while I do like it, I feel like I would prefer Sugar Cherry Crisp, that type of thing. But I think all of these three could honestly be paired together. I did wear them all together in different parts of my body and they don't clash or anything like that. But if I'm being quite honest, these types of perfumey, like luxury scents just remind me of a Macy's or a Sephora store by the perfume aisle. This still does remind me slightly of like a quilted pattern or a bed sheet, but these smell very nice, high end for sure. So yeah, that is it for my review. I think my favorite candle on cold would have to be maybe Diamond of the Sea, just because it smells pretty. And I like that the peach note in there kind of reminds me of the peach note in like Prosecco peaches or peaches and Prosecco, something like that. Danbury shortbread, while it does smell yummy, I just have a feeling that I'm going to have burn issues. But if they all burn perfectly, then my favorite scent, Danbury shortbread. There's just something off about Queen Charlotte's tea. Yeah, it's like perfumey and like a bad orange. But anyways, first Danbury shortbread, then Diamond of the Sea, then Queen Charlotte's tea. All right, that is it for my haul. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see if I ever find Covered in Roses, but if not, I guess that's not a big deal. So yeah, bye.